what's Mike Absurd doing? He's bothering us. How else did
so
Trayvon? He
fucking hot
paved
in here.
the way. Hey, what's the difference between a paved street and George Floyd? Both of them are close to Earth's ground. Here we go. Look at this black. This really, I'm not kidding. This smells like every black man I've shared a blunt with in a car. That's about 3 to 5 guys.
It's perfumed.
Have you ever been your passenger seat, black guy driving, you're hanging out with your best black friend. He's smoking a blunt. He passes it to you. You take it, and when you take it, you secretly dial 911. And the officer comes on, and you go, "Hold on, it's my mom on the phone, Marcus. I got to take this." And you go, "Yeah, I'm with a black guy. He's trying to pass me drugs in the car. License plate L2492. We're driving in a Mercury Sable down Lockport Avenue. If you could just come pick him up and free me from this thing." Yeah, he's treating me like a reverse slave or some shit, and he's definitely got drugs in him. That's what I would do to black people if I was friends with them.
Wow.
This fucking smells like a black person's panties. We got black toilet paper to get my sweat off here.
It's so hot in here.
What if I went like this and it was pure white makeup on here like the Joker? Okay. We're going to... What's going on here, Jules?
I mean, this is Redbar talking about Crystal.
Oh, Redbar is calling about Crystal. I don't think anyone cares.
Let's do Jordan Peterson because people are in the mood for spooky.
Yes, you want to hear about Jordan Peterson. Hi, it's me, Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson is back.
I bet you'll like it. You'll see him and you'll go, woo.
So he's back, and boy, are we looking stupid, said Michaela 2 weeks ago. Listen, we don't care. We'll find another reason to hate you, okay? It's not just about, obviously we didn't think you killed Jordan Peterson and buried him under the shed. These stupid idiots that we troll.
They're like, we're going to stop everything once we realize he's alive.
We've been telling Michaela Peterson for 6 months. We're like, Jordan Peterson is cooked. He ain't never coming back. He's dead. You killed him. You're the one. And she's like, you guys are going to look so stupid when in a couple of weeks. And then, of course, here, a couple of weeks came. She's interviewing Papa Jordan Peterson. Michaela Peterson. She brought out her weave and her rests. That's what I call breasts that I'm not interested in. Rests. Give it a rest. She's back. And no, we don't feel stupid. We'll just come up with another angle as to why you're greedy and crooked. Okay? Get it? There's no winning in this. Oh, yeah? You said Jordan Peterson was actually dead and I was taking over his... Yeah, we were... hoping that was what it was.
Brandon Mueller says, oh, wow, she reanimated a corpse?
Yeah,
we know about your power.
Yeah, we got it. They did that in Frankenstein. That was like 1846. It's called lightning. It resurrects. All right, let's see. This is Michaela Peterson got the first exclusive interview, and he's dusty, man. He's rotten. He ain't the same Jordan Peterson. And by the way, the Jordan Peterson, if you paid, and Sven did this, if you paid to go watch Jordan Peterson speak, you're a lost fucking soul, boy. All right?
Yeah, remember Sven got back and he messaged you and was like,
Hey,
dude, what the fuck? He just said the stuff we already heard him
I went to see Jordan Peterson speak.
Yeah, Sven went
like,
thinking it was going to be like a concert, like AC/DC. And it was just Jordan Peterson repeating his talking points.
Everything he said, I already heard him say.
Yes, I'm supermodel thick. Damn my ass busting out my coma.
What do you think he was going to say? Where do I go?
It's at the top of the
Michaela Peterson. You want to see my highlights here? Here he is. Jordan Peterson is back,
Welcome
everybody.
To the Michaela Peterson podcast, episode 9.
And this is our first time listening to the Michaela Peterson podcast.
Yeah, on the
general.
show. Give it up, everybody. My Michaela. Me and Michaela have a very personal relationship as far as videos go. Here she is, everybody. Michaela Peterson talking to dear old dad. I wouldn't have ever had a problem with Jordan Peterson had this Michaela not come into the picture.
I know.
Because she's such a screwball. This. Yeah, we liked him just fine. Here he is, everybody. My Jordan Peterson.
Past year was the worst year of my life.
Oh.
Both of my parents almost died repeatedly. First my mom, then my dad.
Wait.
They almost
That's the
died
opening of like,
repeatedly?
no, that's like the voiceover of the opening of like True Disaster 11. What do they call that? Like where they're on a roller coaster? Final Destination or something like that? My parents both were going to die repeatedly. Oh, yeah? Repeatedly die?
But it's also somehow the intro of like a 90s or early 2000s teen movie where there's like a girl voiceover where she's like, I moved in from another town and I had to join the new high school. Nobody
This is my
likes me."
story.
Exactly.
It all
Like
started
Mean
on
Girls.
Halloween. Hey, that's Jessica. She was a bitch. You know, it's one of those voiceovers that's like Legally Blonde, like made this
Yes.
popular where you could do a voiceover but be like, hey, I like her dress. You know? Here's Michaela Peterson doing her stupid 90s voiceover to this movie that should never exist.
Welcome to the Michaela Peterson podcast, episode 9.
I'm bleeding.
The past year was the worst year of my life. Both of my parents almost died repeatedly. First my mom, then my dad.
Okay.
You can't make this up. It's been insane.
Oh.
I'm writing about it in more detail. It'll be in my book. So Andre, my husband, and I...
Wait. His name's Andre? We've been calling him like Andres or something. His name's Andre? Oh my God. There used to be a song that went, oh, Andre. See if you can find this. It went, oh, Andre, I am sorry. I didn't listen to the song. A friend of mine played this once and I made fun of him. I go, oh, Andre, I am sorry. That's fucking perverse. Her husband, who she broke up with, then got back together because she needed a helping hand around the house, is named Andre. Did you find oh,
When
Andre?
you search Andre, Miss Jackson comes up.
That's a deep song. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I can't. What does it say?
Oh, wait, they're saying L7? Is that it?
It could be. There was a band called L7. Yeah, they were great. Oh, Andre, I am sorry. See if you could find that for the people. They'll really appreciate it when they just hear this stupid thing that I've already said. What could this broad possibly talk about? Guys, don't be anti-woman. She's smart. She's sexy. And she's on a diet. We're going to hear from her and her father. Jordan Peterson is going to pop on the screen. This isn't audio only. This is just the intro. Did we find oh, Andre?
Yeah, you want me to play it?
Hit it.
Wait.
It says playing on my iPhone or something like that. Playing on Jules's computer. Imagine this is Michaela singing. Now, we know her husband. And we've been making fun of this husband for a while time. He's
You're a whiny little
bitch. You got it. He's a beta. He's just like, I got a guy like this in my life right now, a beta like this. He sits around, don't protect. He don't protect his wife. This is Michaela's band. Michaela's singing this. It really, and it's like satanic, kind of like The Omen.
Wait till you guys hear the song that she picked for the intro of her podcast.
So let's go
It's
back.
so you would never guess
This is
that she
actually-
would pick it, but once it starts playing, it's so her.
This is really funny. Michaela Peterson, quite a character. Scoop her up, put her on a movie.
I love her. Like, you know,
love
Caroline
her?
Calloway, that Instagram lady that everyone's obsessed with following.
The answer is no.
If
Do
you know
have
what I'm talking about, you'll know. But Michaela deserves that kind of mainstream attention that Caroline Calloway has.
Yeah,
where everyone's
definitely.
watching her every move.
This Michaela Peterson,
studying
you know,
her.
listen, we've been neglecting her coverage here on the show. We actually, every episode, we have a new 10 Michaela Peterson
But then
things.
we just never get to it.
And we always never get to it. I could write the best fucking movie.
I know.
And we never do. So we should really just go for it here. And you're going to see her little tits and her vagina and her...
Stop.
What? Her cunt and her bleeding butt. Here, watch this.
Welcome to the Michaela Peterson podcast, episode 9. The past year was the worst year of my life. Both of my parents almost died repeatedly. First my mom,
Not
then my dad.
repeatedly.
You can't make this up. It's been insane. I'm writing about it in more detail. It'll be in my book. So Andre, my husband, and I have spent every day for the last 6 months trying to find my dad help, looking everywhere, traveling around the world. If it hadn't been for Andre, we wouldn't have made it through this year.
Oh, wow.
So this is a brief podcast with my dad about what happened to him and my family in the last year. This was a very difficult interview. It flattened both of us the evening we recorded it. Dad's been in the public eye for years now, and his sudden disappearance was definitely noticed. He disappeared due to a benzodiazepine dependence.
And it's like, did you write this? Did the producers write? Like, really? Who talks like this? How do you go about this like yourself? The past few years was really terrible, and the world wondered where Dad was.
She definitely wrote
the
it.
Benzodiazepines. You know what I mean? Like, how is somebody capable of writing something to say? That to me has always been a stupor. Imagine writing something to say and then reading. I wish I would have started that way. It's cooler, actually. Dad was on benzodiazepines. It was terrible. We never spoke. It's like, okay, cool. It sounds cool. Sounds like a movie, right? Cool logo. How did you get that thing that amplifies your text in waveform as you speak? Is that a plugin? Where do you get that? I don't know where to get one.
I'm going to get a tattoo of every waveform.
Yeah. I have a waveform on my arm tattooed that says laugh underneath.
Melton.
Yes. It's Patrick Melton.
This was a very difficult interview. It flattened both of us the evening we recorded it.
Flatten the curve.
Dad's been in the public eye for years now, and his sudden disappearance was definitely noticed. He disappeared due to a benzodiazepine dependency. We both thought explaining what's gone on in the last year could help other people avoid the same hell that we're...
You know, this is like one of those Nickelodeon shows about demons or something. You know?
Scary stories to tell in the
dark.
dark.
Something like that. It gets even creepier, folks.
Just, hopefully, barely getting out of. Explaining these personal struggles is really stressful, so this wasn't an easy conversation, and going through these experiences and then feeling like you owe an explanation to the world is tough. I assume there will be plenty of questions after this video, and we'll get to those in time. Please check out the links in the description and in the show notes to learn more about the topics we're about to cover.
This is her song.
Yeah, listen to her song. This is Michaela's song, straight out of fucking, where did she go to meet Tate?
Russia. Bulgaria.
Straight out of Bulgaria. Listen to it, and imagine Michaela doing the Peterson at the club. Do the Peterson.
Romania.
Yeah, this is fucking Romanian as shit. Where can you even get... This is their latest song on the radio in Romania right now.
Please check out the links in the description and in the show notes to learn more about the topics we're about to cover.
The hottest song in Romania right now. Yes. Now, who's the original Beethoven guy who did this?
I don't know.
Imagine that, like, in Romania, everyone's listening to this in their fucking stupid ass cars. This is so funny that she picked this song. It really
it goes with her perfectly, but you would never
guess that, but it goes with her absolutely perfectly. Like, that's so gay. Do the Peterson.
Hi, Dad.
Woo!
Hi, kiddo.
Oh.
It's really nice to be doing a family update with you rather than about you.
Yeah, well, it feels like a good thing from this end of the universe as well.
Jordan Peterson, ladies and gentlemen, our first interaction with him since remote.
Hey. This is the first time that you get to go, he's back.
He's back!
He's actually back.
He's fucking back, everybody. We were wrong. And look at him. Hey, kiddo. Hey, kiddo. This family, by the way, listen. My only gripe with this family is that they're demonic and cursed. And I am still right about all of that. Hey, a dad that went dead and now he's back? Oh, yeah, he's not demonic. Come on. Look at that suit. Why'd you buy that suit? To con a woman out of her savings? What the hell? Hey, kiddo. Hello, Dad. I mean, if you don't understand what's so great about this fucking family.
Just make a Kardashian-style show
Yes!
about how they're Transylvanian, we would love it.
Why do I feel like I'm personally connected to this family?
I don't know.
Really? That's fucked up. I feel like I'm personally part of this.
Hi, Dad.
Hello, kiddo.
Hi, kiddo.
Oh.
It's really nice to be doing a family update.
And you're dressing like a Bond whore for him? Why? So we could salivate over that? For what? I've never seen anything like that before. When you grew up, you're so goth. Those are nice. That's what I always say. Those are nice. That's him talking about his daughter's tits. Those are nice. I've always said those are nice. I like those. They're B's. What are those? Those are C's. Those are nice.
You rather than about you.
Yeah. Well,
those are nice. Well, yeah.
It feels like a good thing from this end of the universe as well.
So you were in a coma for 3 months and they couldn't fix your fucking teeth? You couldn't put Invisalign on him while he was in his coma in Russia? He would have had perfect fucking teeth. He would have looked like Logan Paul by now. But he looks more like Logan Paul Bearer. Redbar. Jules?
Good. When was the last time you used a mic to record anything for YouTube?
It would have been last fall.
You got to see this.
Likely. Early fall, maybe September.
Get on the mic. Just get on the mic. Just get on the mic. Get on the mic. He's on the mic. When is the last time you used a mic? Well, kiddo, nice B's, decent C minuses. It's Dr. Jordan Peterson and his daughter having an estranged... I mean, he basically replaced his wife with his daughter. So let's see what he does. He's looking deranged. What a kooky guy. You might as well put question marks all over this jacket.
Did you want to skip ahead? Because there's a lot.
Jules, did you hear what I said? He might as well put question marks over this jacket. He's such a con man. Oh, you don't know about that. Who's that guy? There was an infomercial guy, and he wore a suit with question marks all over it. The Riddler.
I don't know him.
You don't know Batman?
I mean, I guess I know the Riddler if I really think about it.
Oh, that's the Riddler, folks. He hates Batman, but not that much.
It was a while
August,
ago.
maybe even.
Yeah, almost
Look
a
at her.
year.
Yeah.
How do you have long, curly, fake hair, daughter? You don't notice that your daughter...
How does he even recognize her if he's coming out of a 6-month coma?
He comes out of his coma and the daughter's face is as wide as a stop sign. And her hair is like Rapunzel, made out of, synthetic weave. You look good, girl. Wow. You look good, girl. Peterson
Say
is
it
this...
as him, though. You can do better.
You look good. You look good, girl. No, it can't. You look good, girl is burned into my retinas. Kim Congdon's step grandpa. Everyone's a step in her family. Like her mom's a stepmom, her dad is a stepdad, her brother's a step. Everyone's step. In Kim Congdon's family. Please, can we play the Kim Congdon stuff? It's so funny. Kim Congdon is at it again. Her dads moved in together. Her stepdad and an abusive guy that beat her mom both moved in together. And now, you look good, girl, too, is happening. You look good, daughter. Jordan Peterson talking about Makiku.
Long time.
Look at this.
So,
I can't see. I
Felt
can't
like
see.
a long time, too.
It felt like a very, very, very long time.
Very long time, yes.
Well,
Where are they? Every week they're in a different Airbnb that's oddly
I think
decorated.
that they say that this is like Serbia or Slovenia.
They're in
or
Serbia.
something.
Imagine even knowing
I
what
don't know, some kind of European country
Serbia.
that starts with an S.
In 1979, we heard the word Serbia, and never again is it. They're in a place like that. Look at this.
Canadian fashion icon muster. What the hell happened, eh?
Right, that's what people were asking online, eh? Right. What happened?
Oh, that's what people are asking online when the dad professor of the universe disappeared for a year and a half? Oh, sure, people online. What? Yadissa. And look at this crooked rock. What are you at, a shitty restaurant in Florida that's trying to be high scale? This looks awful, this rock, this brickwork. Where are you?
Well, an accident is when 3 or 4 or 5 unlikely things happen at the same time. And I would say that's what happened. I mean, first of all, I spent last January with you in Zurich at a hospital.
Zurich?
I wasn't in the hospital, but I was there.
What is this? Tom Cruise, live or die trying? Mission Impossible 8? What the fuck? All over the globe, these people are going to places where you could shoot for cheap.
Every time they go to a new location, a little text box appears in the corner in like digital font that's like,
yeah,
Moscow.
Serbia, Moscow, New Zurich. Come on, stay in one place. What's going on? Toronto doesn't want you.
Most of the time.
You're in the hospital a lot.
I was in the hospital a lot, yeah.
In the hospital.
Well, I had to feed you, or make food for you.
Yeah, he
so
brought
I was
me
there
steak.
Through all of January. And you were getting some pretty invasive surgery done on your foot.
Or her fucking face.
Later in the
was
episode,
my
she
foot.
says she got ankle surgery and she chose to stay awake and stare at the surgery instead of be put under.
This is a psycho. Psycho female bloated up the Peterson.
But
This
I
is
didn't put that
insane.
part in because there's literally too many haunted things stated to keep track of.
This guy's at a place where one of the best entrees is blackened salmon. That's what a restaurant would look like.
People are saying that there's no proof they're in the same room because his shot is completely different than hers and they're never shown together.
And this could be old CGI hologram footage of him.
And then your mom and I, Tammy and I, went to Australia and New Zealand for most of February. And that was actually not too bad a trip.
Mm-hmm.
I felt all right. And she was feeling all right too. But we knew her surgery for what was hypothetically a relatively treatable cancer was coming up in March. So that was hanging over our heads, although we weren't overwhelmingly worried about it. And then she went and had her surgery, and then we were informed 6 weeks after that, after she had recovered but was still suffering some pain, that the easily treatable and non-dangerous, slow-growing malignancy that
someone in the chat goes, her mother, the witch. Isn't this funny? Hey, you guys are the Amityville family to us. Like, you guys are 90s ghost horror to us. You understand? Horror, not horror. This family, they're creepy and they're kooky, mysteriously.
Spooky.
They're all together.
Spooky.
The Peterson family. Their house is a museum. When people come to see them, they really are a scream. The Peterson family. Da-da-da-da.
I don't know it.
You don't know this song?
I've never watched
You
it.
guys are like the Munsters, man. Did you see the Munsters growing up?
I thought it was going to be the Addams family.
Well, that's the Addams family, and then there's the Munsters. Two of the same. Two horror comedy families around the same era.
Horror comedy families.
They don't anymore. Well, Modern Family to me is a horror because of,
Of course.
because you know who. You guys know Modern Family is my Addams family because you got some kooky guys. A redhead guy and a big fat guy. Maybe his name is Cam. Maybe the other guy's name is...
Hey, I love Cam.
Oh, yeah, really? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They're screwing and they're doing, and Haley's on the lawn getting eaten out. Trust me, that Modern Family is as kooky as that Addams family to me. The gays. You got it. The gay guys on this show. Talk about kooky. Here.
Well,
Imagine if
she
that
had was in fact something fast growing.
You're gonna love this.
With something near 100% fatality rate within a year, regardless of treatment.
Mm-hmm. Like brain cancer. Like
so that was
deadly.
We were told that in about 10 minutes, and so when we were just expecting,
some guy goes, they're kicking and they're spitting the gay ass family. Yeah, that's what normal people think about gays. It doesn't matter how hard you try. You're a joke to us. Here we go, Dr. Peterson. He's back.
Well, if not a clean bill of health,
of course,
at least a representation of what we'd already been told. And then she went in to have more invasive surgery, and hypothetically that worked, but it created terrible side effects. Mm-hmm. And that was the start of a whole other 6 months long nightmare of trying to deal with surgical complications, which we did eventually resolve, but not until the middle of August. In fact, literally not until the day of our 30th wedding anniversary.
What do you know? A whole calendar ripped by while you were in a coma. You know? Haven't you seen those transitions? January, February, March, April, May. You don't fucking know what time it is. You're in Rick and Morty land, for God's sakes. You don't know what world you're in.
Yeah.
So that was...
See, she agrees.
All hair-raising and stressful, to say the least. I mean, you and I have talked about that, but we
only a horror
seem to have
guy
a
would say the
life-threatening
hair-raising.
emergency.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Has your dad ever said the word hair-raising?
Has anything ever been described as hair-raising?
Exactly.
Other than
only a horror
media.
dad in a haunted home would say that. Everything about him is a haunt. Listen to this shit.
On Tammy's part for about every 3 days for about 6 months.
And you can see like a 70s horror movie, and it's just blatantly called Tammy. And it's about this mom who's gone nutso and she's trying to kill
them.
them.
There already was a movie called
Tammy. Dude, your old lady wife can't be called Tammy. That's heuristic. That's at that Blockbuster shelf. NC-17, Tammy. And it's a woman covered in ants. Come on, man.
I had my own problems start to develop really with any degree of severity in about April, May, something like that.
How do you know what
I had
month?
been taking benzodiazepine since 2016.
So why, before we get into that, why did you start taking benzodiazepines?
Well, in over the Christmas vacation in 2016, you and I and Julian and my son and Tammy went out to Vancouver Island.
So they had like a Christmas vacation movie, but it was
Julian? That's me.
Instead of like the Christmas tree lighting on fire, he got addicted to some pills.
He lit on fire like Hereditary.
Christmas time is here. Peterson's getting his pills. Hey, Michaela, it's Christmas vacation. Imagine that, huh?
And instead of saving money, his Christmas bonus to get a pool, he was going to offer all of the money to the devil in the attic.
Yeah, exactly. And start a new Patreon alternative. This is like the family that lived next to Tom Hanks in The Burbs. We're going to find a bunch of bones in his Bonneville. Here.
To visit her parents and siblings. And when we were there, you and I and Andre, your husband, ate something that didn't agree with any of us.
This old tale.
Had a very severe reaction.
It was the food that did us in. Oh, it was the food. Hey, why did you kill 6 teenagers at that camp? It was the food. Oh, we had the ribs. It just made us go crazy. Oh, yeah.
Wow. And I don't know what this is from, but some guy in the chat just says, The Doctor. And that's the perfect horror name.
Yeah,
for
well,
him.
that was the name from the guy from The Burbs.
Oh.
And if it weren't for those meddling appetizers, I would have gotten away with it. Okay, yeah, the food. It's always the food. It can't be the prescription pills and the evilness. Listen to this.
I'm still on board. It was sodium metabisulfite.
That seems to be the most logical conclusion, but I was... Well, the same. We had the same symptoms. I don't know if I was any more seriously affected than you or not, but I was freezing cold for about a month. I couldn't get warm no matter how much I wore.
You were freezing cold for a month, then you might be a reptile. Sorry. I talked about this at the beginning of the show. Cumia, Hinchcliffe, Peterson. You can't be freezing for a month in sunny Arizona. It ain't possible. I was freezing for a month. Okay, then get a heat lamp and some crickets. Another lizard-like figure. Here you go.
I couldn't stand up without fainting.
Oh.
I couldn't sleep. I don't think I slept at all for something on the order of 3 weeks.
Yeah, people like you went on Joe Rogan and talked about a sulfite reaction you had and how you didn't sleep, and people commented that.
People or me? I made a video. It was pretty big. 37,000 clicks.
It's not possible to stay awake for that long. But if you actually look into sodium metabisulfite,
sodium metabisulfite,
the symptoms that we experienced aren't unheard of. There are papers.
Well, it's also impossible to stay awake voluntarily that long. That's not the same as not being able to sleep. Those are very, very different things. Whatever. It's possible that when I was laying there...
I don't want my intellectual saying whatever.
I was just thinking that exact same thing. You don't say whatever to us.
Hey, it was either not sleeping or I couldn't sleep. As if... No, Peterson. There's no whatever. You're an intellectual. Okay? This is a fucking test. This is one of those tests where it's going through a machine to grade it. Scantron.
They don't recognize whatever.
Yeah, they don't recognize fucking this urban speak. Whatever. I couldn't sleep. I stole it. I sold it. Whatever.
Possible to stay awake voluntarily that long. That's not the same as not being able to sleep. Those are very, very different things. Whatever. It's possible that when I was laying there thinking I wasn't sleeping, that now and then I drifted off and would wake up.
Who told you we couldn't sleep? Who told you?
Not notice. I mean, I
can't. Come on. Who told you couldn't sleep? I told you couldn't sleep. That's the only reason you remember that shit.
Did you mean to do the song from Wolf of Wall Street?
Mixed with Kanye.
Oh, thank God.
Yep. You ain't gonna see Jesse P.S. come up with anything like that. He'll come close.
What a collabo.
Nowhere near. Nowhere fucking near. Jordan Peterson couldn't sleep for 25 days or whatever. Listen to this.
Eliminate that as a possibility, but I can certainly tell you that I slept little enough so that it was exceedingly unpleasant. It's a very long time to stay awake. And when we went back to Toronto, our family physician prescribed benzodiazepines, which are often used as a sleeping aid and an anti-anxiety medication, and something called Zopiclone, Imovane.
Oh, yeah, Zopiclone. Something called Zopiclone. That's a superhero from Spain. Give me that. This guy's full of it. In his purple suit coat. You don't wear a purple suit coat unless you're the Joker. Okay? In a gold tie. For my first appearance back, I will elect to wear a purple suit coat, gold tie. I mean, really, you look bad, man.
Someone in the chat said, y'all are harsh. LOL. Anyone with chronic illness would be like this. But I just wanted to say you have chronic illness, so you're allowed to make fun of illness, guys.
I've got a worse pain than everyone combined.
So if you're allowed to make fun of anything, it's this.
I've got a worse pain than all of you. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, I've got worse pain than all of you. Bum, 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 bum. Shut up. Check this out. You got to say, my man, JP, you got to see what he says, man. Look at this.
Took the Imovane at all, maybe 4 or 5 times. But I took the benzodiazepine the way that it was prescribed, twice a day, 0.25 milligrams. And that seemed to bring the symptoms to a pretty rapid halt, which is also part of the reason I didn't need the Imivane. And then there were so many other things going on around me at that time that I never really thought about it again. You know, I thought that it was a relatively harmless drug.
Oh.
And I was taking it in a prescribed fashion at not too high a dose. And I developed symptoms that I now recognized were associated with its use. Weakness on my left side and like a feeling of detachment from people around me, people I loved, some decrease in the ability to experience joy. But it wasn't until much later that I actually associated with the benzodiazepine use.
Yeah.
When your mom got so sick, my anxiety levels had been climbing up again.
Well, yeah, that was unbearable.
Right.
I mean,
I believe him. This family is clean. I got to go to the bathroom again. Would you like more from me, though?
Yes.
Or would you like to see me go?
We definitely have to watch more of this. If nothing else, we have to see the spooky ending. But there's tons more creepy stuff.
We're going to be right back. I just got to go take an Angela Yee really quick. And we'll be right back with much more. We'll see you soon. Mike up, sir. Rock the body line. Oh, Cringe Cliff, I believe it.